Hey guys, and welcome back to today's episode of Golf with Jen. So, one of the most requested videos that I get all the time is to do a what's in the bag video. And since I just updated my bag a little bit, I thought it would be the perfect time to show you guys exactly what I'm playing now. So, obviously, we're going to start off with the driver. The driver that I'm using now is a TSI3. As you can see, I'm using the same shaft that I was before. It's a Duramax, and this is what it looks like. So for the stats of this shaft, it is 0349DSX. So it is a lighter shaft, and the reason why it's lighter is it's lighter and it's stiffer, so that's why it's SX. But it's lighter because for me, when Eric fitted me, he thought that with a lighter shaft, obviously you're going to be able to come down with a faster swing speed. So that's why we went for a lighter one, but also a stiffer one, just to make sure that it's not going to be too light, that it's obviously going to make the ball go too far left and right. But yeah, so like I said before, the reason why I recently changed to this Titleist driver was because of the ball flight that I was getting. Really, really love the ping drivers. It's just that ping in general goes pretty high. So with this Titleist, I'm able to get a little bit of a lower ball flight, which in return means I'm able to not backspin my driver and actually gain a little bit more distance, which is obviously very important for a driver and what I'm working on right now. So that's why I changed to the Titleist driver. And for my 3 wood and the 5 wood, I have not changed these woods because I really like them. They're performing very well. I like the feel of them. They're just the Ping G410s. So I've been using them since the 410s came out, so it's been a while. For the 3 wood, it's a 14.5 degree. And for the 5 wood, it's a 17.5. But for both of them, I have them on a small plus. So, and the shaft is honestly, it came with the driver. Um, yeah, I it says it's a stiff shaft for both of it, but it came with the driver, so it's a standard ping one, just stiff. So, same for both 3 wood and 5 wood. Give me a second, and we will look at my hybrid. So my hybrid is the same as well. It's a 410. And this one is a 22 degree, so it's a 4 hybrid, and obviously essentially replaces a 4 iron because I just think that with this ping hybrid I'm also able to get quite a good height, so I'm able to stop the ball on the green pretty good. And with a good height for this kind of distance that I'm hitting this 4 hybrid, which is about 180 185 carry, I think that being able to hit it high enough is more important than being able to hit further, because when I'm able to hit it high on this kind of distance, then I'm able to stop it and give myself a better chance to be near the pin. So that's why obviously with things like the 3 wood and 5 wood you might want more roll, but for the hybrid I generally prefer having something that goes higher, which is the purpose of a hybrid, and that's why I use a hybrid instead of a 4 iron for instance. And for my irons, I have pitching all the way to 5, and these are the new irons that I have. It's the I210s, and yeah, it's a black dot. It's the same shaft that I had in my previous irons. It's the Z-Loss 8 NS Pro, and it's a stiff shaft. So the reason why I changed these irons were honestly just because I got those irons about, I think it was like 2 years ago, the previous ones. So I got the entire 410 set when they first came out, and I got those irons, which were obviously they're good irons, but I think that how would I say this? It's just they are game improvement irons, which, like I said before, I don't really care what kind of title they're given as long as they work. But I do think that just with these irons, the lofts are actually not as strong. So, for instance, the 7 iron loft for the 410s are actually 30 degrees, and for these 210s, they're actually 33 degrees. So, 3 degrees is quite a big difference. But I still hit this the actual I hit this the same distance that I did the 410s. So I think that just shows that even though that the previous irons that I was using, which was the 410s, the lofts are stronger. it doesn't necessarily mean that having a stronger loft is going to mean more consistency, obviously. So for me, I'm going for more consistency, and I want to be able to hit my irons more consistent so that I can hit it closer to the pin. So that's why I think that just because these are also the number one like performing irons on tour, and you see a lot of tour players use them, so obviously they're a good iron set, and that's why I decided to change to them. And also, like I said, I had those 410s when they first came out, and that might not seem like a long time to have a set of irons, but just because I practice every single day, I think that obviously increases the wear on them, and that's why it is important for me to change them quite often, because obviously, like having good grooves and stuff like that are very important. And let's move on to my wedges. So like I've also said before, none of my clubs are actually sponsored other than the wedges. So these wedges, I got them from Titleist, and I got them when the SM8s first came out. So I have the SM8 wedges, as you can see. It has my name stamped there. A lot of people love that. I love it. It's really cool. And I have the 48, 52, and the 58 degree. And like I said before, which if you guys want to know more about that, you can go watch my wedge fitting video, because I did a video with the person who fitted my wedges, because some people might still not realize how I have a 58 and then a 52. Like that might not really make sense, because most people generally have like a 4-degree gap in their wedges. But for me, I chip a lot with my 58 degree, so this is definitely the most important wedge for me. And in terms of distance, what's funny is actually distance gap is. So they actually go about, well, they can go further than that, but I play them about 10 yards difference in carry. So it's like 75, 85, 95. And that's my personal preference, and that's why they were built for me this way. And again, I've said this before, but my 52-degree wedge, basically, it helps me get out of the bunker when I have long bunker shots, which is something that I used to struggle a lot with, because I could only chip out of the bunker in my 58 degree. So when I had long bunker shots, I basically had no club, and all I ended up doing was trying to take a longer swing. But I think what's funny, and I think you might know that as well, is when you take a longer swing in a bunker and you still open the face, generally you don't hit it any further. In fact, you might hit it with more spin and end up going even shorter. So because before this, I just did not have the ability to have a club that had enough loft to hit a long bunker shot. I really needed this 52-degree wedge, which was why it was built for me. And just so you guys know, my 58 degree is an 8M, my 52 is a 12F, and the 48 is a 10F. So that is what I'm playing. And for my putter, I have a brand new putter as well. It's literally 1 day old right now, but it is the triple track, and I believe it's called a Marksman. Yeah, it's called a Marksman. So my previous putter was actually a 33 degree length, and this one is 34, but it has this different shaft, and just because of the way that the putter sits, I feel like 34 works for me for this putter. And I think that in general, obviously, you just need to know what works for you. And for this putter, obviously before I was using a Scotty, which I really loved, but I actually have been using like this kind of face more often in my life, so I'm more used to a face like this, which is a bit softer. This is, as I said, this is just the second day I'm using this, so I think it is a very pretty putter. It's working very well, so I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think it might be going in the bag. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It's a triple track, which I think you guys know by now. That's the technology, and as I said, it's called a Marksman. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have in my bag. I think something else that you guys... So this is my alignment stick. It's a Tour 80 alignment stick, and it's not a shaft, guys. A lot of times when I put this on the ground, people tell me like, oh my gosh, that's the most important, the most expensive alignment stick anyone has been using, because it's a Tour 80 shaft. Guys, it's actually an alignment stick. Like, it's designed by Tour 80, but it's an alignment stick. It's not a shaft. So yeah, not a shaft. But next thing I wanted to show you guys is, oops. So these are obviously the old generation. Titleist has come up with new Pro V1Xs, but the ball of my choice is a Pro V1X. So there are several reasons why I'm using a Pro V1X, and I have been ball fitted. But I also think that ball is a lot of a personal preference. I think it's important if you don't know what ball to hit to, for instance, between a Pro V1 and a Pro V1X, you do want to bring it out to the golf course and just try them and see if they feel different. Personally, for me, if I were to putt a Pro V1 and a Pro V1X, I do feel a difference. So that's an important factor for me because I'm a field player, so I want the ball to feel a certain way, obviously, and especially when I'm putting because putting is so much feel. So definitely make sure that you're using the right ball between Pro V1, Pro V1X, or even the AVX, depending on what is best for you. So yeah, I think that's about it. That's what's in my bag. I hope that helps you guys. A lot of you guys have been asking for this video, so that's all I have for today's video, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more Golf with Jen.